YouTube? I'm back with another episode. I'm here in the garage and I'm gonna start taking apart the motor and see what the real damage is. I mean, I already know the head gasket, but I wanna see what failed in the head gasket and see what we can correct on the next motor. Look like cylinder 2 and 3. We're not having a good time at all. They were leaking pretty bad. Mainly cylinder number 2, it's pretty wet. And as you can see right there, see how wet it is compared to cylinder 1. Cylinder 3 is mild, but you can still see inside a little bit, still leaking, but not as bad as cylinder 2. Alright guys, so I got the head off, and I mean at first I don't really see much, but you can see at the edge of each cylinder how it's slowly like washing out a little bit, how clear it is, meaning it's just pushing coolant into the cylinders on the boost. So that is the issue, but the head gasket is fine itself. It just needed O-rings for that amount of boost that I was running. And since this block does not have O-rings, it couldn't seal it properly, so just pushing the coolant into the cylinders and slowly washing out. That's why it was heating up under load. And I mean, if you look at the head is still perfectly fine, like still nice and clean. I don't see any damage on the gasket itself compared to the OEM, so I'm guessing this is a really good gasket. This is the Cometic MLX gasket, not the MLX series. But it held pretty good, but it just needed a little help to seal properly. See, it has like a little groove to accept O-rings on block side for proper seal. So I got pretty much everything out of the way. I got the oil pan off. I got the oil pickup tool off. I'm gonna take the oil pump, take the girdle off, and see the condition of the main rod. So far as I can tell, everything looks good. I didn't see anything out of the oil, no metal flicks, nothing like that. So I'm pretty sure the bearings are good. Not that I had any issue with them anyways. The oil pan down there, we already cleaned it. Head is still right there, just waiting for the valve springs. Then it's off to the machine shop for the new cams to be installed. So today I'm gonna get the girdle out of there and see what everything looks like. So all the bearings, 1, 2, 3 are good, except for cylinder number 4. See that little scratch in there, that brown spot? You can actually feel it as well too. Almost like something got lodged up in there in the bearings, so it might be just like a debris or something when I was assembling it a while back, but definitely doesn't look good on that bearing. But the other bearings are good, nothing on them. The coatings are still on there whatsoever. And I also checked the journal on the crank, and nothing I don't see anything on the journals. I felt everything. I can never feel it. None of my fingers were hanging up or whatsoever. There's no scratch whatsoever, and all the journals are clear and clean. So I don't know what's going on with that bearing, but definitely worth checking out. So I'm going to send the crank to the machine shop as well too to get it micro polished, make sure everything is nice and clean so that it will not happen again on the next assembly. And the rods also, everything looked good on the rods, the bearings on the rods, everything came out nice, barely worn out, no sign of damage whatsoever. Wrist pin is still good, moves freely back and forth. And yeah, all the rods are good. So I'm going to put the new pistons on them, get new bearings, and assemble the rods again. But number 4 on the main bearing definitely has me worried about something. So I won't know until I send everything to the machine shop and see what they say about it as well too, and get it polished and run it up again. But then again, I can expect it because I was running a lot of boost on this motor as well too. Who knows what was happening. After talking to Jordan Keefe over at Overspeed Motorsport, he made a good point about that bearing and why it's like that, and the reason for that is because cylinder number 4 is the one closest to the clutch. So there is a lot of debris coming from the clutch, so I think that's the reason why. And he says like, yeah, it's normal, so normal for that bearing to look like that because all the debris is flying from the clutch. And if you know how the clutches are, anytime you take apart a clutch, it's always dust, debris everywhere. So that makes a whole lot of sense why it's like that. So probably a little debris from the clutch probably got lodged up in there, and it makes a lot more sense why the journals on the crank wasn't damaged at all. Nothing was happening on there, so it's probably just something minor on there. Anyways, these bearings are not going to be used again, so I'm getting new bearings for the build, so they're junk. And I'm still going to try to get the crank micro polished, make sure everything is good on the surface because I don't want to run into any issue whatsoever. So still need to get that done. And I'm going to take apart the piston of this rod because these are the Manley Platinum Series pistons. I'm not going to be running that anymore. I'm running a new set of pistons. I'll show you guys later in the next video. So yeah, I think I'll call it a night here, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Like I said, if you guys enjoy the videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, share the videos, and I'll do my best to keep making more for you guys. Okay, so see you on the next one.